The Whale is Beautifully Depressing. Starring Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, Hong Chow, Ty Simpkins, this film is directed by Darren Aronofsky, who you may know from Requiem for a Dream and Black Swan. It's also distributed by A24 Studios. This movie genuinely had me rethinking my life choices and, quite frankly, gave me more sympathy for my father. I've never felt so passionate about a film that my first thought was, hey, I should make a video essay on this for my second channel. But here we are. Hello everyone watching, my name is Bertie, and this is my second channel where I post anything I want. I do have a main channel named Tuv, which is my online name, and that's where I upload morbid style videos. This isn't a review. It's just a video of me talking about the film and what I liked, disliked, and gained from it. The way I came across The Whale is an extremely funny and unique way. About 2 weeks ago, I was curious to see the iTunes ratings on my music, but iTunes being a broken app, I stumbled across the movies tab and saw a fat version of Brendan Fraser. I was intrigued, so I watched the trailer, which was filled with emotion, and I was actually eager to watch it, which is insane for me because my attention span is that of a fly's. I'm so used to fast-paced YouTube editing that for the last few years, I convinced myself I was never going to be interested in movies again. And this one is 2 entire hours? But I said why not, bought it on iTunes, and laid down with my girlfriend to watch it. Again, this isn't a review. The Whale, released on April 8th, 2022, is about a reclusive English teacher, Charlie, battling morbid obesity who's trying to restore his relationship with his teenage daughter. He's 600 pounds to be exact. The entire film takes place inside his tiny apartment. Yes, the camera doesn't leave his home besides the porch. And you're probably thinking, 2 hours and you're stuck in this confined space with the characters? Yup. Which is why during these 2 hours, you feel so close to them. Darren Aronofsky made it work flawlessly. The attention to detail is insane as well, from the sweat on Charlie's back to the bookshelf with appropriate books a teacher would have. Charlie knows he's dying, and the people around him do too. The film is almost counting down to this by displaying the names of the days as they go on. He's an online English professor that purposely leaves his camera off but claims it's broken because he's ashamed of how he looks. The computer shots are beautiful, by the way. He's so passionate about English and writing, and he has that personality of that one teacher everyone likes because they're so genuine. The way he encourages his students is so sincere, telling them to write from the heart. Then we have Liz, played by Hong Chow, who's a nurse and also a close friend of his who provides the common sense of the two, encouraging him to go to the hospital because he's really not well. We also have Ty Simpkins playing Thomas, a missionary from New Life Church who's trying to tell Charlie that God wants to save him. You get the idea. Then we have Sadie Sink, who plays his daughter Ellie. I know she played a snarky character in Stranger Things as Max Mayfield, but oh boy, she turns the rude scale to 100 in this film. The way she attacks her father for not being in her life is extremely upsetting, and he always finds a way to brighten up the mood. Or tries, I should say. Brendan Fraser does such a good job conveying emotions through his face, even while wearing all those prosthetics. He's also very soft-spoken, which only made me want to keep listening to him talk. Throughout the film, you feel bad for Charlie. He's okay with the idea of dying, but his life currently is extremely painful and full of, well, nothing. What can you really do when it takes you 20 minutes to get to your bedroom? Eating food is his coping mechanism, but every single bite is suicide. Seeing him be mistreated by his daughter is heartbreaking. Yeah, he left her when she was a child, but her mom didn't let him see her. He's extremely apologetic, but Ellie doesn't care. She keeps drilling and drilling and drilling into Charlie, insults after insults. At one point, she tells him to walk towards her, and we get a depressing scene of Charlie falling down. Also, the musical atmosphere is amazing throughout these 2 hours. And of course, the camera angles too. Every time Charlie laughs, it's led by a painful cough. So whenever there's a funny, lighthearted joke, you're quickly reminded you're watching a man die. Another great yet scarring scene is when Charlie almost dies due to choking on a sandwich. He's too big to do anything about it, so Liz has to quickly do a modified version of the Heimlich maneuver, leading to a very quiet and observant moment, especially since he's so addicted to food, he continues eating right after. This film is depressing, not sad. It's depressing. You learn that Charlie let himself go after his boyfriend was killed for being gay, specifically by members of that New Life Church. He even offers Ellie money to spend time with him. How fucking depressing is that? Your own daughter. After looking up his blood pressure, which is super high, he copes by eating chocolate. He's so angry he just starts stuffing his mouth with chocolate bars. You can't help but feel emotional knowing he could die of a heart attack at any moment. Towards the end of the film, we get what I think is the most memorable scene. So just for context, as the days go on in the film, Charlie orders a pizza each day. He tells the pizza guy to leave it on his mailbox and that he'll get it later. Eventually, when Charlie comes out, the pizza man is curious to see what this guy looks like after all this time delivering to the same location, and they make eye contact, and it's just so sad. Charlie feels disgusting, embarrassed, depressed. So to cope, he goes on an eating binge. He eats loads of pizza, makes an assignment for his class telling them to write something honest, knowing he's gonna get fired for posting this as it's unprofessional and vulgar, and then he goes back to binge eating. I'm telling you, it's such a hard watch. This man is killing himself in front of us, so much so that he vomits. I love one of the ending scenes where Charlie reveals his face to his students after being fired. Well, he shows more than his face. He shows them everything. Again, the sound direction is fucking beautiful. He tells all of his students that assignments don't matter, college doesn't matter, what they wrote about being honest, now that matters. The next day, Charlie is finally dying, and he spends his final moments with his daughter, who he loves the most. He compliments her endlessly and tells her what a beautiful woman she's become. This is where for the first time, she shows empathy. She says, "Daddy, please," as she's panicking, realizing he's about to die. And for context, at the start of the film, Charlie thought he was gonna die, so he started reading an essay about Moby Dick. Very confusing, but here at the end, we find out it was an 8th grade assignment Ellie wrote, which was the only thing her mother gave him regarding his daughter. So he tells Ellie to read the paper as he does her people dealing with eating disorders, my relationship with my dad, my passions, and how amazing of an actor Brendan Fraser is. I'm so happy he won an Oscar for Best Actor in a Leading Role. Everyone can tell you it was so deserved. This film quickly became one of my favorites of all time, and I can't wait to start watching more A24 films. Like I said, this movie isn't a review. I'm just talking about it because I like it. That's it. So, have you guys watched it? If you have, let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments below. And that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time I upload.